Can you see my screen there, Chris?
Yep, see it there now.
Hello, everyone that's joining. We will wait maybe another minute or so just to make sure, give people a chance in case anyone's having a few issues, and we'll get started then. We won't hold you too long tonight. Just before we do get started, guys, if anyone has questions that they know they want to ask us before we even start, you can start putting them into the Q&A section that's at the top there. Pop them in there and we'll get to them at the end. But if there is anything you want to ask, do get it in, because we'll only be able to take a certain few questions, so the sooner you get it in there, the better. We might start away, Chris, if that's all right with you.
Yep, fire ahead.
Okay, so hello everyone, and you're very welcome to the first webinar of the year. So we're just about to head into calving season, lambing season, and everything. So this will be just focusing on calf registrations, things got to do with breeding, and the same for the sheep side. So to get things started, if you don't know already, my name is Katie Shanahan, and I am content marketing executive here at Herdwatch. And then I'm joined by Chris, who is the tech support lead. So the two of us will bring you through roughly the next half an hour, and we'll be on hand to answer any questions you might have at the end of it. So like I said, do pop your questions into the Q&A section at the top, and we'll get to them at the end. So just to give you a brief idea of what tonight will look like, we're going to basically go through both sections, but some of them have similar features in each, but obviously we'll put a big focus on the calf registrations and how you can do them in bulk, and then how it fits into your breeding cycle management. So Chris will kind of take you through a few sections within the demo, and also if there is questions there, he can show you through the demo as well. And then in terms of lambing, we'll show you how to create a lambing record and managing any breeding records. And then, like I said, all questions will be answered at the end, but do start pop. I can see questions coming in there already, so do pop in your questions there in Q&A and we'll get to them at the end. So I suppose just to give you a brief story of Herdwatch. So we now have over 21,000 members. This is worldwide. We have over 2.3 million cattle in the app. We've over 2.9 million calf births recorded, 1.7 million sheep on the app, and over 750,000 acres mapped on Herdwatch. And then I suppose another big thing for this month going forward into 2024, Herdwatch is now officially 10 years old. So that's a big achievement, and we're delighted to share this story with you and continue to make it even better for 2024. So since it was launched in 2024, we have been helping over 20,000 members with their herd performance and farm compliance. And like I said, this year now we are 10 years old. Last year in 2023, we transitioned from which was Flock Watch to sheep and goats, and we also introduced our new grass and crops feature, and Herdwatch is now known as Cattle and Dairy. So I suppose going back to registering your calves, why you should register calves with Herdwatch. There's no more evenings spent on paperwork, so all your calves can be registered within the app on the spot as they're born. The department will automatically send the registration cert straight out to you. So you register your calf on the Herdwatch app and you'll get the blue card in the post then a few days later. So get the job done fast. The app will tell you the highest tag number used to date. And if the tag has a barcode, you can use the Herdwatch app to scan the tag number in the app. So obviously this is when you're on your phone. and you have your tag ready to tag the calf, you can use your camera on your phone to scan in that tag, and it'll automatically put in the tag number into the Herdwatch app for you. So it just kind of cuts out time spent trying to read the tag and put it in. You make better decisions. So registering your calves in Herdwatch will help manage your breeding cycle with automatic reminders to watch out for heats, enter serves or scans, and track progeny. Eliminating farm paperwork. So Herdwatch is fully compliant with all quality and farm assurance schemes across Ireland and the UK. So once you keep your records in Herdwatch, there's no need to write them down into any book. So you can literally just use the Herdwatch app. Keep your farm records safe forever. So Herdwatch will save all your data to the cloud, so it will save forever, even if a calf lands on your phone. So like we say, some farmers are worried, what happens if I lose my phone or if something happens to my phone? It is an app, so it's just a case of re-downloading the app, logging in as normal, and all your information will still be there. Yep. So I'm now going to pass you on to Chris. He is going to take you through both the cattle and the sheep side of the app. I'll keep an eye on the Q&A, Chris, as well, maybe.
Yep,
So if I see any relevant questions to your Q&A, we can kind of show them there rather than going back into the demo at the end. So I will stop sharing there now and you can share away, Chris.
No problem. Okay, so can you see the app there now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so there's a few different areas I'm going to cover tonight between cattle and dairy and sheep and goats there. So in regards to your calf registrations and breeding, and as well with lambing, and then how breeding fits into your lambing record. So initially here, I'll start with calf registration. So for the purpose of the demo, I'm using an Irish herd here. So it may vary on regions, but I'll go through that, say, as according to I'm doing the demo. But look, as Katie said, there are any questions, just pop them in through the Q&A and we'll try and get to them. So for calf registration, so there's a few different ways you can go through, go to register a calf. So the quickest route is here on the home page. You'll see we have an icon for calf registration, or else you can press the plus sign and select calf, or else you can go into your overview of your calf registrations through compliance and calves to register. So say if I'm going to create a calf here, so on the home page, I'll select calf registration and I'll select the gender of the calf. So for purposes, I'll go with a female calf. So initially, say you're starting off by putting in your tag number. So you have a few different options here when it comes to putting in your tag number. So you can type in the digits of the calf here. So say 56421, or else you can scan the tag if you're using your phone or tablet. And then as well, say in Ireland, Northern Ireland and Scotland, we have the option for select next tag. So if you select this, we get a pre-populated list from the Ministry of available tags, say for your herd, and say you can select a tag from this list. Now, unfortunately, this isn't available in the UK at the moment. So you can use the scan tag option or enter the tag number here. So once you have your tag number entered, you're moving on to the main details of your animal. So as you may see here, any of the fields that are in orange, they're your required fields. So any of them going down along, just make sure that you fill in them because they're required fields for your registration. So you can select your date of birth. So I'm registered calf that was born last Friday. And then I'm going to select the calving difficulty. So you have your few different options here. So normal calving, some assistance, considerably difficult, and veterinary assistance. So just say it's a normal calving for this calf. So you have the option here to add an image if you want, and then you move down to where your dam and your sire. So your sire isn't a required field, but we always recommend that you put your sire in the registration. Now, if you have been recording your breeding records through Herdwatch, and say if you've been putting in your heats and your serves and your scans against your cows, your most recent breeding record, whatever the sire is on that, will come into the registration. So when I click on my dam list, all my available dams will come up. So when I click on one of the dams here, if there's a serve against the animal, it'll come up. So this cow doesn't have a serve against it on the system. So I'll just select a different cow. It doesn't have a serve against it either. 1 second now. No. Well, if it does have a serve against it or a breeding record with a sire, it'll automatically come into this field. If not, you can just click on where it says AI or stock bull, and you can select it from your active sires. Now you might notice there's a few new fields here when you click in this section. So if it's a case that this sire isn't shown in your list here as an available, say AI bull or stock bull, if you need to go back and say if the stock bull is moved out of the herd, you can click into moved out and find them from here. If it's an AI code that you've used in the past and it's a legacy sire now, you can go into your legacy sires. Or if it's a male animal in herd, if it was a bullock that wasn't castrated properly or anything like that, you can go into male animals and select them from there. So say interactive sires, if it's a stock bull, your stock bull will predominantly show at the top of your list. So I'll select the stock bull here, and you'll see it'll pre-fill the section for us then. So then going down, you have a few more optional fields. So you can put in the calf size bigger. So I'll just go with an average size calf with an average vigor. And then from here, then you have a few more options. So if it's a pedigree calf, at the point of registration, you can put in your pedigree name and say we'll send pedigree name as a part of the registration to the ministry, and then we'll generally send it on to your breed society. So in the event that the calf was stillborn or was dead at birth or died not long after birth, you have the option here in Ireland, say you can put in a aborting and dead at birth, and you can register the calf as normal in Ireland, and then once the animal goes to the knackery will process that with the department, and the animal will automatically move out of your herd. Now it can vary down as well with Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales in regards to registering your calves. You have the option, say, to put in your dead at birth and your date of death at the registration point. Now, say if you're not tagging the calves, if you're registering them, you don't have to put in your tag number, but we'd always recommend that you put in a sequence of tags. But look, if you have a query in relation to registering calves that have died at birth in say Northern Ireland or Scotland or the UK, just pop us a message and we can go through that with you. So I'm going to assume that this calf is live. Now, if it is an embryo transfer, you can put in the genetic dam in this field here. So your calf weight can also be entered, the purpose of the calf. Now, I know it's a question coming there in regards to purposes. So at the registration point, you can select the purchase of your calf. So if you're keeping this calf for fattening, if it's going to be coming in part of the dairy herd in time, or you're going to keep for a suckler herd, you have the option here at that point to select the purpose. So when I'm happy with the fields that I've entered for my calf registration, I can just press save. So you get two options here now. So you can press OK if you want to continue and register the calf on the spot, or else if you just want to review the calf before you send it, you just go not now, and it'll give you an overview of their profile. So at this point, you can just go through the profile, just check a few details, make sure you're happy with the dam, the sire, the date of birth, and then you can select register calf now. But some of you might see that we have the option for the batch calf registration. So if you're in your calving overview screen here, so your calves register, and you have a number of calves to register. So I'm after creating all these calves today. So I want to send them off in one batch. So I can just go batch register, select the calves, press send. And then I say, okay, I'm happy. I want to submit these 4 registrations. I go continue. And it'll ask me then for my Herdwatch pin. So this account is linked to the department, so the pin option doesn't come up. So each user, say you can have a 6-digit pin. Now, if you forget your 6-digit pin, in any case, just pop us a message through the message center down here, and we can come back to you with your pin. So the pin is just security for you when you're registering calves. So if I'm registering calves individually and I put in my pin once, it'll allow you to register a few calves after that. But after a while, it might ask you to re-enter your pin just for security purposes. So that's how you register calves there on Herdwatch. Now, how your breeding cycle fits into it. The breeding section's here on Herdwatch. So if you're recording your serves to the animals, you have a full list of your serves. And then say if you're recording your scans, you know your scan results. And from that, then we take the breeding information and we put it against the cows. So you'll see here we have the due to calve list. So any of your dams in the herd that have breeding information against it, we'll assume, say, based on the information we have, a due to calve date. Now, if you're connected with ICBF and you have an AI technician coming to the farm, we'll get the information based on the serve into Herdwatch, and we'll have a due to calve date from that as well. So that's where you go for your due to calve list. And then afterwards, you have your calves registered, and you just want to see how many cows are calved down. You also have your calf list here. So that gives you a full list of any of the dams that have the calves registered against them. But also say you have your breeding performance, we can go in and look at your service and your pregnancy overview. So that's an option for you as well. I don't know if you have any questions there, Katie, that's coming in that you might want me to cover before we.
There is, yeah. Kieran asked, how do I register twin calves?
Okay, so if you're registering twin calves, you just follow the same procedure as registering a normal calf. And what I recommend is don't register the first calf straight away. Just save it. Then you go register the second calf or create a second calf. And when you send the first registration through, that can go through no problem. But when you go to send the second registration, it'll just pop up saying that the dam already exists on a prior registration. Just press confirm and send it through. And then that'll register as twins.
Perfect. And then Sarah asked, how do I view the due dates of the cows?
So that's in your list here. So in your breeding section, you have your due to calve list. And you'll see here you have your due dates. Now you also have the option that if you want to go into your reports. So on your home screen, under management and reports, in breeding reports here, we'll have a due to calf report here that's confirmed, and we'll have an expecting calving dates as well. So there are two reports you can run if you want as well, but you can easily just find that information on your home screen under breeding and due to calf.
Perfect. Then maybe just a few on, someone's just asking a general question of how do I sync up my ag foods and my ICBF?
Okay, so if you're syncing your herd with Herdwatch on ag food, you can log into ag food online, and then it gives you an option to interact with using software provider. When you select that option, Herdwatch will be in the list. Now, if you're coming from a different software provider, you'll have to unselect that provider, and then 24 hours later, you can select Herdwatch. But if Herdwatch is available on your list, you just select Herdwatch, confirm your details, and if you come back into Herdwatch then, just give it a few minutes, and if you press the three dots and sync with department, your herd will come down. Now, if you want to sync with ICBF, you just go into the three lines in the top left, go into settings, and then if you haven't synced with ICBF, this option will show here. So once you press sync with ICBF, it'll ask you to just confirm your details. And when you press continue, it'll ask you for your ICBF username and password. And once you put that those details in and confirm, we'll start receiving information from ICBF within a day or so.
Perfect. Someone's asking, do I have to contact Herdwatch for my 6-digit PIN?
Yeah, so if your 6-digit PIN for registering calves in Herdwatch, you would have received it originally when you signed up to Herdwatch through email. But if you've lost your PIN, just pop us a message through the message center here, and we'll be able to come back to you with your PIN.
Brilliant.
There might be a few farmers there tonight that are in the DNA program. Now, there has been a few changes to the DNA program when it comes to registering calves in comparison to what it was last year. So the way it is now, if you're registering calves in the DNA program, is you register a calf as normal. And once you submit the registration to the department, you have to send off your BVD sample and your DNA sample. And then the DNA sample is managed by ICBF. So there's no blue card issued to you until the parentage has been verified from the DNA sample. And in the event that, say, you registered a calf with a dam and sire, and from the DNA sample, the dam or sire might have differed, the department will issue you with the card to the correct parentage, but they'll also there'll be a note included with the card that'll tell you if there was any changes made in comparison to what you had registered the calf with. And say if there's a change in the dam or a change in the sire, if you need to update that in Herdwatch, just pop us a message and we'll be able to get that updated for you. And if you need to track the status of your sample, DNA sample that's been sent off, unfortunately, it's no longer can be tracked through Herdwatch. You just have to track it through ICBF. But look, if you have any questions or queries on the DNA registration, just give us a call. We'll have the number on the screen at the end, or just pop us a message in the meantime.
Yeah, there is a few questions coming in about it. So there's obviously a few farmers in it. But so you can just register as normal and send off your samples.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone asked there, am I right in saying you can't register a calf till you get your results back, but you're saying you can?
No. So you have to register the calf initially before you send off your sample.
Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. So that answers
You
both.
won't receive your blue card from the animal until the DNA results are back.
Perfect. Mary then asked, this is just in regards to sheep. So can I just do a general mating record, or do I have to do them all individually for the sheep?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll swap over to Flockwatch here, and I'll go through that, and I can do the demo then on Flockwatch. So
Yeah,
if you're looking for a general to add a general mating record on sheep and goats or Flockwatch, if you press the plus sign and click on mating record, you'll see the option here for general note. So when you select general note, it gives you the option to put in the date that the ram was let to the ewes, select what ram was used. You can put in an optional field here like your rattle color, and then the number of ewes. So I can put in 20 ewes, then your description. So I can say ewes in lower field. When I'm happy with what details I've entered, I can just press save. And then that's my general record for mating record.
perfect.
Yeah.
Can you sync to Scott Eid? I know this is going backwards now, but
Yeah, so Scott Eid, say in regards to your cattle, we can sync with Scott Eid to get your cattle in town. There's no central database for sheep. So in regards to syncing with Scott Eid, we can certainly sync with it to get your cattle onto Herdwatch.
yeah, perfect. You can continue there with the sheep
I
demo,
think,
Chris.
yeah,
I'll go back to a
right.
few more questions then after.
No problem. Okay, so in regards to creating a lambing record, so um, similar enough here to your home screen. So you might see this option here to add sheep, but that's to add sheep in general onto your account. But if you want to create a lambing record specifically, press the plus sign and go lambing record. So it'll give you a list of your ewes. So when you select your ewe from your list, it'll bring up the lambing record option. So number of lambs. So I'm going to say that this lamb or this ewe had 2 lambs. I put in the date of birth. I can put in the sire, select him from the list. If he's not in the list, I can press the plus sign, select the animal type. So if the ram was born on say, in the flock, or say if it was from another flock, you have the option here as well. And you just fill in the details, okay? So I'll just go cancel out this when I have my list of rams here. So I'll select the ram, the breed will come across, the option for embryo transfer, any lambing difficulties, the mothering ability, the milkiness, and it's a in the event that you want to add this ewe to the cull list, you can select this option here. So when I press next, it brings me on to my lambing records. So I've selected that this ewe had 2 lambs, so I'm just filling out the details on both lambs. So I'm selecting the gender, the birth status. So at this point, it's optional if you want to put in a tag number, or if you have a management number, you can enter it here as well. Now, your lambing number option here, so we say defaults to a lambing number that we've created, but if you use a different lambing number on your farm, you can change that here. So I say it's ewe number 2 and it's the first lamb. In the event of say what we have here. So your date of birth will come across, your breed will be there, you can add an image, your sire, all information will come across, you can put in your pedigree names, your weight, you can put in moving out date, say the lamb's vigor and rearing. So all these details are here. So when I'm happy with the first lamb, I just press next, then I fill in the details on the second lamb. So once I'm happy with this lambing record, I can press save. So this creates the lambing record. So I know that this ewe had these lambs. So at a later date, if I want to go back and add the tags to these lambs, I can just click on the lamb's profile and add tag number. And that's how you create your lambing record. Now, say, you know, how your breeding cycle, say, through what fits into this is like how I created the mating record originally. So I'll go through that again. So I'll go plus sign, mating record. And if I want to link it to the ewe, I press link to animals, or I go my general note. So I'm going to link it to the animals for this one. So the day the ram was led to the ewes, what ram was used, rattle color, I can put in the description. So when I'm happy, I can go next. Now you say I'm using this on our PC version of Flockwatch and Herdwatch. On your phone, you'll have a Bluetooth icon there for your Eid readers, where you can connect and say you can scan your ewes if you want, if you're running through the race, or else if you have a group created, you can go into the group and select them, or in your smart list, you can click into your ewes and you can select them. So that's all your options here. So I'm just going to select a few ewes. And when I'm happy, I can press save. Now, if I want to edit this record at any point or any of the records, say I can just press the 3 dots and go edit. Now on your home screen, you have your breeding option here. So you can look at a full overview of all your different mating records. And then from your mating records, we'll calculate the due to lamb list. And you have a full list here of your due to lamb. And then say once you have your lamb records done, you have your lamb list here, and you can click in then to the task from here. Now, say if you're looking for any of the reports, or you can look at the lambing stats here then as well. So you can say like total number of lambs born, ewes lambed, the percentage per ewe, average birth weight. All this information will be calculated, say from your lambing and say your mating records, your lambing task and your mating records. And if you're looking to generate any of the reports, you can go into reports, breeding, and say you have your animals born on farm, your lambing record report, and your mating report. So that's how your lambing records and your breeding fits into it through using the app.
You might just go through. There's a few people asking what is a smart list. So this is kind of relevant to both.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. So your groups are created by you through Herdwatch or Flockwatch by pressing the plus sign and create group. And you can create a group with animals or create a general group on Flockwatch. On Herdwatch, you have to create a group with the animals. But your smart lists are pre-populated groups by Herdwatch. So on say on Flockwatch here, if you have your purpose of your animal set as a ewe or lamb, ram, cull, they're pre-populated lists created by us. If an animal has a moved out date or moved out a movement out against it, it'll show on this list. So these are pre-populated groups by us. And if you press the star icon beside it, when you go back to your smart list, those smart lists will show at the top. But you can also create your own smart list by going, say, your title, and then it'll sort the animals by. So if you just want a specific group by on animals from youngest first, or based on weight, you can create your smart list there. And I'll just switch back to Herdwatch. Your smart list and Herdwatch are much the same. So they're all your pre-populated groups. So mainly say based on age or purpose of animal. You can have milking cows or was created by Herdwatch here. Born on farm, bought-in animals, breeding females. And if I want to add any of them to my stars, they'll show at the top.
Let's see what else is there. Mary's just asking, how do I get tutorial or support videos? I suppose you could go onto our website, just herdwatch.com. It's a new website that we have, and at the top there's a tab that says member support, and in there you have different tutorial videos and things that you can read to kind of guide you through it. But there's also just the message feature in the app that you can pop anyone in customer support a message, and they'll get back to you very, very quickly. They'll give you a call back if it's required, or they can guide you through. So if you're having any issues with anything, do pop a message in there. Let me just go through a few more questions.
There's a question here from John just in regards to calf registration if you made a mistake. So if you're using, say, on Herdwatch, if you haven't registered the calf yet, you can always just click into the calf and press the three dots and edit. And you can edit the details before you send the calf registration. But in the event that you have sent the calf registration to the department and you've made a mistake on the registration, in Ireland there's an ER94B form that can be found, say, in our help articles, or say if you pop us a message, we can send you out one. So you just have to fill out that form in Ireland if you have the calf registered already, in order to make the adjustment to the card. In regards to Northern Ireland, Scotland, or the UK, if you've had any, say, mistakes to your registration after you've registered the calf, you just need to contact the ministry in order to make the change.
Brilliant. There's a lot of questions coming in now, guys. So bear in mind as well, if we don't get to your question tonight, we do keep a record of all of them, and someone will get back to you over the next day or two with an answer. Have you anything else there, Chris, that you want to?
I'm just trying to check through the questions here, but don't hesitate if you have any questions or queries. Anyway, always use the message center, and send us a message, and you can get through to the team here. It's always a handy way of getting in contact with us.
Can you add in, Malcolm's asking, is it possible in lambing records to add in problems such as born dead or prolapse or abortion?
You can add them in the notes section if needed. So you're creating your lambing record. Select your ewe. Okay, so let's say one lamb on this ewe here. When I press next, you have your birth status, so born alive or dead at birth. So say if it was dead at birth, you can just put in your notes here on the lambing record. But ensure, say if you're putting in that the animal was dead at birth, that you just put in your movement out date.
Brilliant. There's a few questions coming in about the EID readers. So if you go on to our website, herdwatch.com, and go into the sheep and goat section of the app and scroll down, you'll see what readers Herdwatch are compatible with. So I would suggest reading that before you go out and buy one. And then in terms of connecting, a lot of them, they're all fairly different. So you would have to get in touch if you wanted, or there is some tutorials online as well, but you could also just get in touch with someone on the team and they'll help guide you through in connecting your reader to the app. So it works both for the sheep and the cattle. Sam is here asking, can you add different rattle colors?
And there's a few different rattle colors available there. Now in the event that it's a rattle color that we don't have, so we have a few different options here. I can certainly pass it on to the team and see if it's something we can add in.
Ronan's asking, can you have multiple users on the one herd?
Yeah, so in the event that on your farm, it's a family farm, and you want a few people having different access, or say if it's a business, your farm is and you have staff, we can set up additional users for your account, but they'd have restricted access that they couldn't communicate with the ministry. So when it comes to calf registrations or movements, they can create them on Herdwatch, but they can't send them. So you can have multiple users on Herdwatch, but if you are looking to add multiple users, if you just get in contact with us, give us a call in the office and we'll be able to advise you best as to how to manage it, because there's a few different options. But no, certainly you can have multiple users on the one account.
Brilliant. There is a lot of questions coming in about medicines and treatments and things, and I know we kind of did that in a webinar previously, but just you might just show them quickly, Chris, where it is in the app.
Yeah, so you can see here on your home page, you have your remedy purchase option and your cattle treatment option. And when you select your remedy purchase, the full list of all your medicines that are available. And if it's a case of the medicine's not on the list, you have the option here on top. So if you're selecting your medicine from the list, you can either scan it as well, actually. So you just fill in the basic details on your medicine, so the quantity purchased, supplied by, your withdrawals, prescribing vet, your batch number, your expiry. When you save your purchase, that gets added to our cabinet. So I'll go back here. So on your compliance screen, you'll see remedies and treatments, and you have a full overview of what's in your cabinet and any treatments that you've done. So when you want to treat an animal, it's much the same. It's plus sign, cattle treatment. You can select it from the cabinet or you can do treatment only. So if I select from my cabinet, I click on the treatment, press next, I put in my treatment date, and who it was administered by. I can set that user as a main operator if I want. So the dose per animal, your withdrawals will be there from your purchase, but if not, you can press input withdrawals if it's available. And you can put in your prescribing vet. You can set that user as your main vet. Your batch number field here, you can scan the QR code to bring in the batch number. You can put in, say, different options here, like it was group task, result, treatment result. When you're happy with what you've entered, you press next, and then you can click on your animals. You can use the ID reader if they have EID tags, or if it's a group of animals, you can go into the group and select all. If you know it's all them animals, if you're happy, then you can just press save, and that's that treatment created. It's much the same on Herdwatch or sheep and goats. You add your purchase initially. When you go sheep treatment, you can go treatment only or from the cabinet. So if I select from the cabinet, I press next. Okay, so it'll warn you, say if it's only intended for the use cattle or sheep. So I'll go back here. And I'm happy then I can just either create the task with a general note or link it to animals, much the same as your mating record. Put in your few details here, like when it was administered, who it was administered by, what your dose per animal was, your description, put in withdrawals, press next. And you can use your Eid reader then to, if you're running the sheep to the race, it'll select them, or else you can go in and select your group, or click on your sheep individually, or you can go into smart list and save. And that's how you create it. But look, we have tutorials there on the YouTube, and there's loads of save articles as well on the website in regards to medicines. Or if you have any queries, just pick up the phone and give our onboarding team a shout as well, and we'll certainly be able to help you.
Brilliant. That's kind of, there is some questions there that we haven't got to, but like I said, we will get back to them. We'll keep a record of them, and someone will get back to them. So I'm just conscious of time. Right, you might stop sharing there.
Yeah,
so I
and
can
back over to you.
Thank you. All right. My screen again.
Yep.
Right, so that kind of covers a very broad outline of registering your calves and creating your lambing records. So I suppose they're the kind of two main things people will be doing now this time of year. But like I said, use the website, use the message feature in the app, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. So I suppose what's coming up now this month, we're kind of doing something a little bit different. We're doing 3 new things to Herdwatch for 2024. So each month we're gonna get out to someone's farm, and so a current member's farm. We're gonna try to do a podcast with someone in the sector, or a professional in the industry. And then we're also going to get a farmer to do a Instagram takeover. So it's a nice idea just to have a look at what everybody else is getting up to. You might pick up a few tips and tricks heading into calving and lambing. So this month we're going to be heading out to Louise Crowley's farm in Limerick. So she's a dairy farmer. So myself, we're gonna head out and see what she's getting up to. She'll be starting calving there shortly. She's also a Herdwatch member. So we might show you how we register one of her calves. Similarly, next week I'm going to be recording a podcast with Hazel Mullins, who is a well-known vet and dairy farmer, and also a Herdwatch member. She'll be there to give you tips and tricks heading into calving in terms of calf health and cow health in this busy calving season. And finally, towards the end of the month, we're going to have an Instagram takeover with Finn Walsh, who is a well-known influencer and dairy farmer as well. So they're kind of 3 new things we're going to be doing this year, and I suppose it'll just be interesting to see and follow along everyone else's journey. We'll have, we'll kind of alternate it between cows and sheep every month, just to give our members the best chance in gaining some new information and seeing what everyone else is getting up to. So moving on from that then. So as always, our refer a friend offer is still there. So if you refer Herdwatch to a friend and they sign up, you can claim back €50 or £50 or whatever it is off your next renewal. So bear that in mind, that's always going as well. So if you do have someone that that is going to sign up, make sure you put in the referral form, which is again on our website on herdwatch.com. So do check that out. So this is our website. Like I said, when you come onto the home screen, you'll see there at the top member support. So it's in there. You'll be able to find some tutorials and previous webinars and things like that. Excuse me. So you'll find us this month now for the rest of the month. It's been a busy month already for shows. With the Spring Farm Machinery Show we were in Mill Street last week. Tomorrow now we're over in Lama at the machinery show over there. We're in Balmoral, and we're also in Cavan. So if you're going to any of those, make sure to call up to the stand say hello if you've any questions, if you want, a demonstration on how to register a calf. It would be you might as well use the service that is there and use the people on the stand. So make sure to do that. That kind of brings us to the end of it. I'll make sure to keep a record of all your questions that you asked, and we will get someone to get back to you over the next day or two to make sure all of those are answered. But on behalf of Chris and myself, thanks very much for joining.
Thanks.
We will have another webinar next month again on a new topic. So we hope to see you all there, and do follow along our journey now on social media, and we'll have some interesting podcasts that will be posted on the website and things like that. So I hope to see you all there. So thanks very much, everybody, and we will see you all hopefully next month. So thank you, Chris, as well.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye now.